So I want to do another video, and it happened today. If we all know, there was a tragedy that happened to Charlie Crooks. He's a conservative influencer. I guess he has a YouTube channel and stuff like that. And I did some research. They say he's under critical condition. Uh, that so far that everybody knows so far. The reason why I'm bringing this up because this has happened consistently, that not just the conservative but also left wing people and other people who may be in the middle or neutral, political violence or political attack is happening both sides of the aisle. But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I really want to talk about is words. In the Bible, God had really stressed enough, and even Jesus stressed enough, that what you speak, life or death, will come to you. It's like that saying when people say the energy you bring will go bring it out. If you're always toxic, negative, always want to fight, hurt people, spreading rumors, gossip, and try to destroy somebody's reputation, you best believe it's going to come back to you. Now, the Bible make it very clear that our words is very powerful because words are spirit and words come from the heart. It even says, whatever man's open his mouth comes from the heart, which means what you really feel, how you really perceive people, what you're really thinking about, and how you see the world. It comes from the heart. Most of the time when people do talk, sometimes it be calculated and it be in their head, but most of the time when people talk, it's mainly from their heart. And in the Bible, it said, whatever man put in his mouth. In a way, what God is saying, if you're always feeding negative energy, if you're always eating junk, if you're always eating stuff that's contained toxic, unhealthy relationships and just violence and discriminating towards anybody, anyone, you're pretty much putting your body in toxic, in death, in decay, and throw up, and vomit, and poison. But if you look at people and talk to people who wants justice, freedom, understanding, closure, revolution, solutions, and trying to understand each person's point of view, you're feeding yourself with nutrients and understanding, compassion, sympathy, empathy, and understanding. What you feed is not much as food, even though they lose that as a metaphor. Metaphor of food is what you watch, the company that you keep, the stuff that you listen to, people you're surrounded with, the conversations you surround yourself with. That is food to you in your spirit, in your mind, and in your heart. Now, what happened to that young man is a tragic. And what happened to those governors, I think it was in Michigan, also was tragic. None of this should not happen to anybody, no matter what political side you are on. Words are very heavy. Words are very dangerous. That's why people don't understand. When you come on the internet, yes, you can say your opinion. I see some people say a freedom of speech. You can have all the freedom of speech if you want, but you have to be very careful how you message it, how you say it, and how you bring it out. I'm going to do another video of what my professor taught us, how we listen and perceive messages to people when they talk. Even people you disagree with, you can still listen to the message, right? I'll probably do that video tomorrow. But the fact that this happened to this young man, and I don't know what he says on his platform, and I'm not saying the words coming in his mouth have no reason what happened to him. But what I'm saying is sometimes demons, spirits will attack. And what you say and what you do to people or portray people, it will come back. you reap what you sow. I had a friend that told me that she doesn't like the reap what you sow because she doesn't want something happen to that person if they does something bad to her. Well, I get what she's saying, but the problem is if God see fit that somebody is doing wrong to his chosen people or his anointed people or his people in general, he will take upon himself. Regardless, you don't want something happen to them, you can pray God and ask for mercy, and God will listen. But just like God say, just like his children, he has to discipline us one way or another. He cannot let us continue being badass kids and continue messing up people, kicking away with bad stuff, and keep on traumatizing people left and right. Eventually, his wrath will come. Eventually, vengeance is his. And eventually, you reap what you sow will come to you. You can only have so much mercy and grace. Now, I'm going to look more into the story, but in my spirit told me I need to tell people words really do matter. The words coming out of your mouth really matters. You have to be careful. Mike Tyson said it too. People are way too comfortable on the internet just saying whatever they want to say. And when they go outside in the public world, they don't think there's no repercussions. And there's always consequences. There's always danger everywhere you look. You don't know, especially the time that we're living in, not because of the political climax is going, but people are struggling. People are surviving mode. People are frustrated. People are running and dodging and trying to survive and hustle. And there is so much confusion, navigation, and so much complications in people's lives today. You don't know what triggers people. Now, I know a little bit about the conservative world. They do speak very much heavy on a lot of their beliefs. But they have to realize we live in a world of three things. We live in a world where people want change. We live in a world where people want peace and comfortability. And we live in a world where people just want everybody to get along. Not all conservatives, but most of the conservatives, the ones who are very like popular and speak a loud microphone, they spread nothing but confusion, hatred, and want everybody to destroy themselves. And it's very sad because in the eyes of God, he wants everybody to love each other, respect each other, have compassion to one another, talk down to one another, help each other, build each other, lift each other up, and always continue, no matter what your enemy does, pray for your enemy. Even Jesus say, if your enemy tells you walk a mile, walk two. If your enemy is cold, go ahead and take off your shirt and give it to him. What Jesus is saying, that enemy can turn to an ally, can turn to a long best friend. Jesus is saying, yes, there are a lot of wicked ass people in this world. But trust and believe, put a hot coal on their head, they will never understand it. They will never understand it. I guess what I'm saying is when you speak a lot of words of hatred and violence, or confusion and corruption, or trying to start a war for no reason, you best believe it will come bite you in the ass. It will come bite you in the ass. And I said that because it's very true. I'm going to come back on part 2.